friends, how are you guys doing today? I hope you're doing so well, and I am so excited to be back today with another video. Today we're gonna be covering my sales in July 2022. So we have quite a few things to talk about. I'm gonna talk about my total sales, my gross sales, my net profit, my gross profit. We're gonna cover all of the major and important numbers, and I'm also gonna break down all of my sales on Poshmark, Mercari, eBay, and also one on the Real that sold this month and how many items sold, how much they sold for, my biggest sales. And it's always an exciting time for me to be able to make a monthly review video. I find it to be so fun. I love looking at all the numbers. I really love math, and so I like taking a look back at the month to see how we did. And also, if you don't know me, welcome to my channel. My name's Rebecca, and you can call me Bekah because all my friends do. But I am a full-time Poshmark, Mercari, eBay. I'm a full-time reseller, and I also am a full-time content creator as well. So that is my job. I like to go thrifting, and I find lots of really amazing pieces that have a lot of life left in them, rescue them from going to the landfill, and then I resell them for a profit. And it's a really exciting and fun job. And then I just share the whole journey with you guys online. So it's a really fun time. Today, I am going to be looking at my phone and at my computer quite a bit because I have lots of numbers, lots of information to share with you guys. So I switched my camera around to try to give you guys some better lighting. If I have glare in my glasses, it's just like how my life is, you know? That's just the life of people that have glasses. So I'm sorry in advance, but I think the lighting is worth it. Now, let's talk about what sold. First, I want to address just kind of the timing of this year and talk about what sales normally look like in a summer month. Summer sales are generally speaking very slow for most resellers, just on the whole, because most people are outside doing things in the summer. You're not normally spending as much time inside on your phone, on your computer, looking at buying things secondhand. A lot of people are out at the actual stores in the summer, and so summer is notoriously a slow time for resellers. And dang, this year has been really hard on my reselling business. July last year was the first month that I went full time, and I sold less things. I sold 30 items less this month than I did a year ago in July, and I made less money this month. So I think that also is like a little bit of a commentary on our current economic status, and then we're kind of heading towards a recession. So I know things are a little bit crazy right now. So my numbers are definitely not as high as I would want them to be, but also for it being a slow and kind of hard and bad month overall, I'm pretty happy with where the numbers are. So we're gonna just ride with it. So let's look at my overview numbers. So July 2022, in total sales, I sold things on Poshmark, Mercari, eBay, and one thing on the Real. The Real is where you send in luxury items for them to sell for you. So it's kind of like a ThredUp concept, but for luxury items. In total, from all four of those different places, I sold $2,563.31 of sales. So that is how much I sold the items for outright. And the number of items I sold this month was 63. So I only sold 63 items this month, July of 2021. So a year ago this month, I sold over 100 items. So I definitely have seen quite a big tick down in how many items I'm selling per month, even though I am listing way more than I had back in July last year. I have over 800 active listings in my closet right now. And at this point last year, I probably had 400. So I've doubled the size of my closet, but I'm selling, like a third less than I did last year. So that's not great. I think I'm picking better items. I'm doing everything right. I think it's just the current climate of at least the United States and our economic point right now. It's not good. So that is not exciting. But for those 63 items that I sold, my cost of goods was only $220. So we're looking at, about $3 or $4 on an average cost of goods. And then I sold them all for $2,500 worth of sales. So that's really good. After all of those places took their fees, I made in gross profit $2,086.98. So if we subtract that cost of goods of $220, at the end of the day, my net profit after all the fees, after what I paid for all my items, was $1,866.98. So yeah, that is my net profit. I made about $1,900 from reselling this last month in total. Now, that doesn't include taxes. Yep. So those are my overview numbers. Not terrible, not great, not terrible. I definitely made a lot of progress, but this is just gonna be a slow month and I understand that. Now let's jump into all of my big sales for the month. And even though I sold 63 items, I was able to sell those for almost $3,000 worth of sales because I have been really raising my average sales price by a lot. So let's look at that now. So I just did the calculations and my average sales price for all these items that I sold was right about $41, which is amazing because my average sales price probably a year ago was around $20. So I'm definitely raising it, which is amazing. Now I'm gonna talk about what sold on eBay first because I just have 3 sales over on eBay. They're pretty good sales though, so I will definitely take them and run with them. But I'm gonna scoot over so I can put things up on the screen and you can see them really well. So this first thing that I sold was a pair of shoes that I had originally picked up for my little brother. I found them at a Goodwill, so I didn't factor in the cost of goods of these because these were for my little brother. And these were a pair of Nike Zoom Flight Club zip-up sneakers. They were a size 14, a men's size 14, which is a large shoe size, but they sold on eBay, and with their shipping costs as well, the order came out to $61.56. So I'm gonna share with you guys, I think all of my sales that I picked out were over $40. So this one went out to $61.56. And then I think I must have promoted this listing because my selling cost was pretty high on these shoes. So I only made $38.84, but I still will count that as a win. And then the next thing that sold on eBay, I actually sold quite a few pairs of shoes, I feel like, this month. I sold this pair of Tory Burch silver leather Riva ballet flats, and they were a size 7. With shipping, the buyer paid $53.65, and I made $34.82. And I bought those for, I think, $9 at a local Goodwill. So that was a good sale and a very fast sale. I think those sold within 1 day. So I like to pick up the Tory Burch flats when I find them out in the wild, and that was a good pair. And the next thing that sold on eBay was up for less than a day. I considered if I should wait and try to get more for this, but because it was such a fast sale and because I've been trying to really build up my amount of sales on eBay, I decided to take an offer that somebody made on this rare Vera Bradley Mickey Mouse icon mail bag. It was a crossbody bag, but I had this listed at like $50, I think. I had this listed at $65 on Poshmark, and all of the solds were really, really close to $50 to $65. So I thought I listed at a pretty reasonable price. If I would have waited, I think I could have gotten more for this bag, but they offered me $38 or $39. And after sitting on it, I was like, I think I should just take it and increase my sales. So I did that, and with shipping and everything, they paid $51.10. And then I made $39.02. And that's something I paid like less than $5 for at 2nd Avenue. So I thought that was definitely worth it. So that was good. And now we're gonna jump into Mercari. In Mercari, I only sold 6 items this month, but I had a really large sale on Mercari, which helped increase my sales over there quite a bit. And every single one of the sales I made on Mercari this month fit into this selling around $40 and above. So I made a lot of big sales on Mercari. So that has been a really true statement, I think, for me in Mercari just in general. I normally, when I sell things on Mercari, I sell them for a pretty good amount. I sell them definitely for more than I do on Poshmark, which is great. And Poshmark is just keeps on going further and further downhill for me, which is so unfortunate because I really like that platform. So this first thing that sold on Mercari is this pair of Hoka's. So Hoka One Ones, these were a men's pair of Clifton charcoal gray sneakers, and they were in a men's size 9. And I found these in the bins. So I paid maybe $2 for these. I sold them for $40. So I made $34.54 from spending $2 on these. I made about $32 from that pair of shoes. And that was and that didn't take that long to sell. So I'm pretty happy with that sale. And then the next thing also sold for $40 is this pair of UGG Aiden T-strap sandals in a women's size 10. And these were a pair of shoes that sat for pretty much a full year. I got these at my local buy-sell trade store, and I think I paid like $5 to $10 at the most for these. Sold them for $40, made $34.54. And then the next thing that sold was part of the Dollar Thrift Challenge. So if you guys are still keeping up with that, you'll see some of those pieces selling in today's monthly review video. This is a Rainy Brook women's matte metallic ruffled top in a yellow size small. This is a tank top that I found at my local buy-sell trade store. I think I only paid like something crazy, like less than $5 for this shirt. They didn't really know what it was, I'm assuming, and it sold for $38 on Mercari. So I made $32.80, and that was a pretty fast sale as well. Then this next piece is something, I have this running theory that if you sell something on one platform and you have it listed on another platform, you are so likely to sell your second one right after you sell the first one. Only because I think that maybe when people are searching for things, the algorithms and like Google in general will push things that are similar to something that just sold because they think that it's more likely that people will want to buy it because it already sold. Does that make sense? It's a little convoluted, but I only say this because I had 2 sales on Mercari this month that I took down right away. I used Vendoo and I delisted them from my accounts, but I had forgotten that they were up on Jeremy's accounts too. And because they were up on Jeremy's accounts, he sold both of them right after I sold this one. So this one was like a heartbreaking one because I found this really cool vintage Oleana of Norway silk and wool knit sweater. I sold it for $79 on Mercari, and that's a great sale. It's always better to sell things, for, in my opinion, on Mercari than it is on Poshmark because you get more. They give you less. They take less away from you on Mercari, and I had it listed at $120. And somebody countered and gave me a $79 offer, which I accepted because it was a rough month. I wanted to make more sales. And so from that $79, I made $68.51, which is amazing because I found this in the bins. So selling anything for $80 from the bins is like so good, and I will definitely take it. The thing was though, Jeremy, the day after I sold this, sold it outright on his Poshmark for $120. So that was so painful. I'd already sent it out and I wasn't going to cancel on the first buyer because I got more from a second buyer. But man, does that not just like kill your reseller bones? Like, oh my gosh, it was horrible. I almost wanted to cry. I was like, oh my gosh, that's such a great sale. And I should have known to take it off of Jeremy's as well. That was my bad. But that was a little bit frustrating. And then the second piece that I sold, I guess Jeremy didn't sell this, but he got an offer on this, was this beautiful, and without tags, Mac de Gaulle long sleeve faux wrap satin gown in size 14. Beautiful dress. And I had it listed, I think I had it listed at $299. And I got an offer on Mercari for $200. Now that is a reasonable offer. I will accept it. I paid $60 for this dress. I paid up for it, but I did know that it would sell pretty close to that $200 amount. So I sold it for $200 on Mercari and made $173.90. And then the next day, Jeremy got an offer on Poshmark for $269, which again hurts the reselling bones, but definitely not as much as the Oleana sweater. That one was definitely something that made me feel a lot worse. I was like, ah. So that was frustrating, but that's okay. It happens. So that was my Mercari and eBay sales, but now we're gonna jump into Poshmark, and that's really where all the magic happens. I feel like sometimes for me, I have so many sales to talk about on Poshmark that were great sales. So we're gonna go through these, but real quick before I get into my Poshmark sales, if you guys are enjoying today's video or enjoy hanging out with me, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. And if you like today's video, give it a thumbs up. If you wanna see more what solds, then just let me know. But this next thing that sold on Poshmark was this pair of Tokidoki and Santos collab, like nurse clogs. And I found these in Indiana at my favorite thrift store in Fort Wayne area. And I think they were like something crazy, like $5. And I sold them for $65 on Poshmark this month. So from that, I made $52. Not bad for a day's thrift, am I right? And then I also sold something from a very recent haul. I think it might be the last one I put up, is a Second Avenue haul where I found a couple of sports sack bags. And so I sold the Disney bag. I've also sold one of the little sports sack bags as well. It was the pink one that had like rainbows and swans and bows and lots of cutesy things on it. It was absolutely adorable, kind of a pink color scheme. I sold it for $48, and from that $48, I made $38.40, which was a great sale. And I love selling the sports sack only because it always sells so quickly for me. I don't think I've had a piece sit for more than one day at a time, other than the one that I have also listed right now. It's a Paris one. It's really cool. But I sold that. And then a piece that I picked up in the bins sold. It was this Nanette Lepore, really cute skirt that had embroidered flowers all over it. I thought it was absolutely beautiful. Found it in the bins, so I paid probably about $1 for it. I sold it for $40 and we made $30.28. So anything I can sell from the bins for $35 or above, I definitely count as a win. That is a great sale in my book. And then we're moving on to this dress that sold. It was a Sonnet James dress. So this is a new tags piece that I found at my local Goodwill. And apparently they were like a Shark Tank brand that came in, but they make like these really kind of just like more modest but like fun dresses. And so I found one and it sold for $51. As soon as I got it up, somebody sent me an offer for $9 off of my asking price. I think I had it listed at $60. So they sold to her for $51 and I made $40.80. I paid $8 for it, so I made $32 off of that dress, and I only had it listed for one day, I believe. Then this next thing I wanted to include, it's a little bit under the $40 amount, but this is just a reminder to you that there are always pieces around my house that I have been like waiting to list, and they just like intimidate me, or they're like blankets or home goods, and I'm like, I don't know if people are gonna wanna buy that or how fast it's gonna go, and so I just put off listing it. This is something I picked up back when Jeremy and I were living in our apartment, so at least 1.5 years ago. It's this vintage reversible horse blanket, throw blanket, and I picked it up in the bins, and then it just sat for so long, and I just didn't want to get around to listing it. But as soon as I listed it, somebody bought it within the first week of it being listed at full asking price of $35. So that was great, and it's something that I just had sitting for so long, and I even contemplated just donating it. But this is your reminder, you surely have something you've been just putting off listing, but you should just do it. Just get it up there. You never know who is gonna want it or what they're willing to buy it for. So we made $28 off of that piece, and I had just thought about donating it, and I'm glad I didn't. Then this next piece was a really good sale. This was a Christopher Kane piece. This is the first piece of Christopher Kane. It's a nice designer piece. It was new at tags. I found it at 2nd Avenue. This is before I found all of the dresses and things that I sold for a good amount last month as well. And this was a really cool white t-shirt that had like this crystal draping on it. And I knew that it was a nice piece. It was only marked at like $5. This is before they got tons of the shipment in, so I think they would recognize the brand now, but they didn't then. So they had it listed at about $5, and I bought it lickety-split like that, and I sold it for $75. Somebody offered me $75, and I made $60 off of that t-shirt. So $55 basically is my net profit on that, and very happy with that sale. I think it went really well, and I would definitely pick up more Christopher Kane in the future. Out of all the pieces I've picked up, I've only picked up 3, and I've sold 2 of them, one for $75 and one for $350. So definitely a brand worth being on the lookout for. And then this next find, I don't think I even showed this to you guys. This is one of those things where I just found a random one thing when I went to a buy-sell trade store, and it was a pair of Christian Louboutin heels. I paid up for these. I think I paid like $50 for these heels, but I knew that they were worth more. So I found this pair of Christian Louboutin Kate 85mm suede red sole pumps in a size US 6.5. Now, I paid up for them, and I had them listed high, and they just were like sitting, and I didn't want to really have that much money into something that wasn't selling that quickly. So I took an offer of $175. I had these listed at like $500. This is my fatal flaw. I feel like I take offers all the time that I probably should be waiting on, but I just want to make money quicker and flip things more quickly. So I don't know if I should have taken that or not, but I sold it for $175. I made $140. So if I spent about $50 on that pair of shoes, then I made $90 of net profit, which is still a really good amount to have made. So I'll definitely take it. And that is, again, one of my highest sales this month. $175 is nothing to sneeze at. That is a good sale. So I will be happy with that. Even if I think I could have made more, I still had a really good sale from it. Then the next thing that sold is one of my favorite bread and butter brands to resell. It's a Lulu's red pleated maxi dress in a size medium. And this one actually sold really quickly. I think this sold within a day or two as well. I bought it at 2nd Avenue, I think for like $5 to $7. And it sold within the first day or two for 40 bucks. I had it listed at 50, somebody offered me 40. I said, yes, that's a reasonable offer, and I took it, which reminds me, well, I made $32 from that sale, but I have been really wowed by some sellers recently, and I don't know if it's because Poshmark has really been trying to push smaller closets on their app, but I tried to buy a Taylor Swift t-shirt from somebody today, and it was listed at $35, and I offered them $28 first, and instead of countering, they just declined me, which I feel like is weird Poshmark etiquette in general. But then I came back and offered them $30 on a $35 item, which to me, I would accept in a heartbeat and say, yeah, that's a totally reasonable offer. And they just declined me again. And I was like, it was very odd. Let me know if you guys have had some odd experiences trying to buy on Poshmark lately, because I feel like I've never had such weird issues, but the same thing has sort of happened to me 3 times where I've tried to buy something and I offer $5 less than what they're asking, and instead of counter offering, they just decline my offer, which I feel like is a little rude. I only decline offers if I have something listed at like $200 and they offer me like 20 bucks. I feel like that's a rude offer, so I just don't even dignify it with a counter offer. Does that make sense? I feel like I've been having it a lot more where people just are like not entertaining my offers at all, which is really weird. So that happened, but this next thing that sold was this pair of Nike Air Max 270s, and this one is a pair that I found at my local buy-sell trade store. I think I paid like 10 bucks for these. I found another pair a week before at 2nd Avenue, and those sold for like $90 within a day. So I decided to grab these two, and they sold for $75, and I made 60 bucks off of them. So 50 bucks pretty quickly. I was happy with that sale. And then this was a sale that kind of interested me and kind of shocked me a little bit. This is a pair of boots that I picked up in the bins in Pittsburgh that I had accidentally bought. I thought I was going to put them back, and then I just kind of forgot about them. It's a pair of Michael Kors tall riding boots, and they were in a size 6, so they're small. And also Michael Kors doesn't always do great for me, so I was kind of on the fence about them. But I did end up picking them up, and I bought them for $1 or $2, and then I sold them this month. I had them listed at 50 bucks. Somebody offered me 42, and I said, yep, I will definitely take that. So $42 is what I sold them for, and I made $33.60, which I thought, again, for picking up in the bins, very happy with that sale. And then the next thing was another good sale and another bins pickup. I remember picking them up. I was so excited when I found these. I literally, the night before, had just like had a feeling when I was praying. I was like, God, I just really want to find Chloe tomorrow in the bins. And then I was at the bins and I found a pair of Chloe shoes, my first and only time ever finding Chloe. It was such a cool moment. And then these sold this month. They were a pair of Chloe high-heeled Mary Janes in the rare UK green olive color in a size 36. And I had them listed at $150, but again, I was trying to move some things this month, and I got them in the bins. So they offered me $75. I accepted, and I made $60. So over $50 of net profit after my cost of goods on those, and I got them in the bins. And now somebody else has them, and I'm sure that they love them. They gave me a great review. So I love that I found those shoes, and that made me so happy. Then this next thing that sold is this pair of Everlane, the Boss Flat black leather loafers, and they're a size 10.5 women. And this is a pair of shoes that I had so many lowballs on. I had them listed at $80, and somebody offered me like $12 or something crazy like that over and over, and it was just insane, you know? But somebody offered me $60, so $20 off, and I was like, sure, that's a reasonable offer. I paid, I think, $7 for them. I made $48 after the fees, and so we made over $40 of profit, which is great, and I'm happy with that. And then this next thing is another bins pickup. I love the bins. I love finding things in the bins and reselling things from the bins. I just feel like it's so much more fulfilling and definitely more exciting to find those items and just like be like, yes, I dug through trash and I found treasure. I think that's so much fun. So I found this new at Tags Eloquii puff sleeve velvet corset top. It was in a women's size 22. So I found that in the bins and I sold it for $40. It was listed at $50. I took a $40 offer and we made $32. So paying about $1 for that little crop top made me about 30 bucks. Not too bad. And then the last thing from my Poshmark that sold, we have a few from Jeremy's Poshmark, but we're getting towards the end of all of the sales. The last thing was this pair of Citizens of Humanity Emmanuel Slim Boot Light Wash Jeans in a size 26. This is something I picked up at 2nd Avenue. They were on sale, I think, for like less than $5. And Citizens of Humanity jeans, I actually sell fairly well. I feel like I've sold quite a few pairs at this point. And these ones sold outright, which is very rare for me. I usually am accepting offers or sending out offers. But these sold for $40, and my asking price was $40, and I made $32. So almost $30 of profit on those, and I definitely would pick up more Citizens of Humanity jeans in the future. And I probably already have since I picked those up. Now, we have 5 more pieces that sold for $40 or above, all from Jeremy's Poshmark. And so thank you guys for watching to this point. Let's keep on heading into it. This first thing he sold was a $75 sale, and it was a pair of Fry Ray Western Shooty boots. And they were a smaller size, but they sold for $75, and we made $60 off of those. Now, this pair of boots was part of my dollar thrift challenge. So, I mean, the cost of goods at this point, I don't even know, because that challenge, I was using money to buy things and then reusing the profits to buy more things. So your guess is as good as mine at this point, how much I paid for those. But I did make $60 of profit, so that's great. And then the next piece that sold was this Walt Disney World pink Spirit jersey with gold lettering. It was a size extra large, sold for $55, which is a great sale. I had it listed at $65, but $55 was a very reasonable offer. And then I made $44 at the end of the day. That's something I found at 2nd Avenue for $5. Spirit jerseys are so good, and that's where it's at. Last month, I sold another one for $100. So that was a great sale. And then the next thing that sold was this pair of jeans that I found in the bins. And I actually had some viewers help me out with figuring out what the name of these jeans were, or like you lived through that period, so you knew that they were popular back like in the 80s. But these were a pair of vintage shuttle jeans for NASA, the Marie Francois Gerbeau jeans, and they were in a size 34. Jeremy sold them for $56, and we made $43.08, and I found those in the bins. They were a super cool pair of jeans with all this really fun like Velcro detailing and really kind of utilitarian looking, and they were super cool. But I bought them for $1, made about $40 from them, which is amazing. And then we have this New Tags Madewell dress that came either from my personal collection or from my sister's. We both bought the dress at the same time, and I've sold both of them from us, both of them New Tags. Something we bought from Madewell and then neither one of us wore, so I thought that was kind of funny. And this one we sold for $51, and we made $40.80 off of that dress. And it came from my personal collection, so I don't count that into my cost of goods, but I did get it when Madewell was having a really large dress sale a couple of years ago for $25, so I definitely made money, even just from buying it new from Madewell to reselling it. So not too bad. And then the last thing that was a great big sale was this pair of Betula by Birkenstock pink leather cutout double strap sandals in size 10. This was a pair of Birkenstock sandals that I found in the bins in the Gary, Indiana bins on my way to Chicago Airport. I sold them for $51, and we made $39.08. So another great sale from the bins, and man, I love the bins. I made about $37 from that pair of just Birkenstock sandals that everybody else was leaving behind. And I just thought that the pink color was so cute, and they sold really quickly. So Birkenstocks are always a really good seller for me, especially if you can find unique ones or ones that are in a unique like color scheme or just in great condition. They really can go really quickly. So that was a great sale. But that was the last thing that I sold, or that sold for a great amount last month. And I definitely had some sales that were not as high as the ones that I talked about, but those are the ones that I think would help you the most as resellers to know what to pick up. Or it's more interesting, I think, as just a fun, like thrifting viewer to look at the things that are going well and see the things that have sold for a good amount. So those are the things that I sold last month, but I am interested to see how your guys' numbers were. I know I posted a video halfway through this month and some Instagram posts about how hard the month was. So if it was hard on you too, I would love to hear it. I am there with you. If you had a great month, good for you. I will celebrate for you because I am here for anybody succeeding in these times, you know, but Thank you guys so much for watching and for staying up to date with my journey on YouTube and just learning about thrifting and having a fun time together. I really appreciate having you guys here. If you guys want to follow me on Instagram, I've been making a lot more content on there recently and I'm pretty proud of it. So if you have an Instagram and want to follow me, you totally can. And there goes the sun behind a cloud. And I think that's my sign to sign off. So I hope you guys are having an amazing day. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. And until the next video, bye.